You know, we got one chance to defeat the deep state. And what is that? That's the demonic layering of unelected bureaucrats that control the destiny of America in various verticals. Now, I'm talking about, when I talk about seven mountains, I mean the government has spread out like fatty tissue into Voice of America, PBS, NPR. So they're in media. They're certainly in the newsrooms. They're kind of like backing up in the corporations right now where DEI is unpopular and the economy is going good. So even the tech companies that suppressed us, well, they got away with what they did. I mean, Google to this day never apologized for taking 200,000 of my customers away, but they don't care because they get away with it. That's the problem. If we don't get Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Obama to pay a price psychologically and legally and with bills and I'm not talking about being vindictive. I'm talking about you have got to make a statement that this doesn't work. You cannot do this again. Do you know that John Solomon just put out a report today? So I can find it for you. And it shows something. It was released. Check this out. This is the smoking gun evidence inside the Durham Annex. It's the authenticated by former investigation. It means liberal mega donor George Soros's team, get it? Soros's team knew the whole Clinton plan for Russiagate 4 days before the FBI even opened up the probe. And so did Obama, Brennan, Comey. And here's the article. It's like, what happened was they found a treasure trove. This is like something out of a movie. In some room that Comey had locked up, they had bags that are burn bags, like burn the evidence, and it somehow never got into the shredder and the burn process. And it's stuff like this, a treasure trove of information that exposes. And Solomon's covering the story, exposes how they deliberately manipulated the institutions of the CIA, the security agency, the FISA courts, the FBI, in order to plant evidence like fake information, in order to create a criminal investigation, to stall the will of the American people. Now this, if it doesn't burn you up, they're getting away with it. There's just not enough. It's like, oh, that's old news, Lance. No, the point is, they've now got evidence. It's kind of saying, well, that was 10 years ago when they raped and killed that 7-year-old girl. It's like, yeah, but we finally got the DNA evidence on who did it. Well, that was a long time ago. It doesn't matter. You've got to purge this virus out of government. You got one chance to do it. One chance to do it, and that's the chance you got right now. The other thing I want to point out while we're talking about this is the system. It's so sick. Remember this. That government system, I'm not just talking about the deep state, I'm talking about the Senate and the House. For the most part, they lack courage on our side. They will do nothing except what Trump forces them to do and what the base makes them do. We're the ones that whip up the votes. Don't ask me how we do it. We're like a strange entity made up of around 100 influencers or so, but we all have our different ways of creating this groundswell of momentum. But what I want you to catch is 150 people are critical to Trump being able to do what he's got to do. He's got judicial appointments, U.S. attorneys, undersecretaries, U.S. ambassadors. And what the left wants to do is they want to stall. Now, they always play this game. The right does and the left does. But the left is worse. They're lawless and demonic. It's not going to be weeks of delay. They want to block Trump for the rest of his presidency from being able to legislate anything. In Texas, they're literally leaving the chambers where they have to vote, and they're running out of state so that their votes don't have to be cast. Literally, they have to send the police after them. They have to send the police to go arrest them. Paxton's arresting them in Texas to make them come back in and vote in Texas. They're so crazy lawless. Anyway, what the left wants to do is they want to wait until April of 2026. Put it off a while. That's what they want to do. Meanwhile, who's going to run all the agencies and departments? Deep state Democrat DC saboteurs. By default, the left gets control of the system. Doesn't matter what you voted for. So the solution is The Democrats want to delay the process, and Thune, who's our senator there, who's in there, he's even like, he doesn't know what he's going to do. What he's got to do is he's got to force them to vote on these 150 people that Trump needs to get into office. If he doesn't do that, then he's got to tell them that they're going to have to come in and vote at inconvenient times. One thing senators don't want to do is come in and be inconvenienced and have to see, hear them complaining over the last bill, the big beautiful bill. They were until like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. They were like, they don't work. You get it? They really don't work that much. And so that was just, so the solution is the Dems want to delay. Now, what can you do about it? Be informed, and you'll find a way, like I am, to let your opinion be known. But I just want you to know it, because you're a little frustrated prayer power. While the winds of God are open, while the window is open, while God is moving and the arrows are smiting down right there through the window of God, we have an opportunity to continue to pray through. But your commitment to being informed on this stuff is, I can't tell you how important it is that we don't let up on the conspiracy. We don't give a free pass on it. We don't let up. When Kash Patel says he's found a treasure trove of evidence, great. Let the evidence come out. Brennan lied. There's no statute of limitations on conspiracy at a certain level. And so they need to be paying the price for that. But then again, they need the U.S. attorneys. Do you see why 150? They don't have the team that can't do the deep work that needs to be done. Now, why was the Durham report? Durham has this evidence that just came out. Why was the Durham report not given? I remember back when Rush Limbaugh was alive, him talking about the Durham report and saying that, well, we have to wait and see what comes out. Well, you know what? The report came out. And I'm saying, why was the whole report? I did not know that they had a special addendum and special features of the Durham report, which was what? The most damning evidence that Durham had was kept out of public view. Chuck Rousey said he wasn't even allowed to see it. And Mike Pompeo, I'm sorry, Mike, you were the CIA director. You were the guy that had the authority to deal with it, and you didn't. You hid stuff. What's the story with you, brother? You know, you want to have a future with us, you're going to have to start explaining why you look sometimes more like deep state than you look like MAGA. A lot. So the information was held back. Now Durham's report since 2016. We're finally getting it now. Fine. It takes a while, but it'll come out. So here's the deal. Durham's report comes out. It's like Ghislaine Maxwell, right? This lady, she just got been interviewed for 2 days regarding 100 people that were involved, 100 top names to come out with, what's his name there? And so, you know what I'm talking about. And so, Epstein. So my question is this. Why was it that nobody interviewed her 5 years ago? You know why no one interviewed her 5 years ago? Because James Comey's daughter was put in charge of the prosecution. Well, you know, you'll have to probably call Alex Jones and have him explain that one to me. Why would the FBI have the guy's daughter in charge of the prosecution? Because they're helping to keep some stuff secret. So nobody ever, but for 20, I don't know why her lawyers had her locked away for 20 years and she never got interviewed about what she knew. Interesting. Well, it's coming out now. The redistricting, I got to cover this. Listen, please don't jump on this because you're not hearing this stuff anywhere. Well, you got to listen to it from 5 different locations to get it all in perspective. In Texas right now, redistricting is going on. Now, you know what that means? They did a census every year, every decade. They do a census, and you're supposed to take the census to be able to allocate how many houses for representation do you need in the Congress. All right. Well, guess what they found out? They found out that the last census included all the illegals. Well, if you got a lot of illegals in your census, guess what? You're getting a lot of Democrat seats that shouldn't be there. That's why the Democrats love the illegals, and they would love to vote them. No, whether they're a citizen or not, they're in our state. Kill that. Trump has. So now they can only count citizens that are lawful citizens, not every human being that you invited in over the wall. So here's the deal. There's 5 new seats potentially in Texas and 5 in Florida. And the left is losing their ever-flipping minds because for a decade, all we heard them say was, we need these gerrymandering and how the districts are all not fair and so this is why you have an AOC. And that's why you got a nut job up there in Manhattan right now who thinks he can get elected as a Marxist socialist who wants to defund the police. Because if you district it a certain way, you're going to have a certain group of people right there that'll have a nut representing them because they're nuts in the district. So anyway, but if you got, in our case, you got COVID. A lot of people went to Florida, a lot of people went to Texas to escape New York and escape the North. And guess what? A lot of them didn't bring their Democrat values with them. They came down kind of like frustrated rhinos, and now they're kind of like MAGA Trump people. So you've got and you take away the illegals and you take in the people that moved south during COVID. You've got at least 10 more seats for Republicans. My gosh, this is an amazing thing. So the left is freaking out. They're going to the map. They're making it sound like there's an election fraud taking place. But, oh man, God has given us, we're so close. And if we don't do it now, it'll never get done. These people are ready now for another omnibus bill. Are you ready for this? Thune and the senators, their teams, while they're not getting the job done with these 150 people that need to get confirmed, they are working on presenting with Donald Trump in September, late September. You watch. Well, to keep that $2 trillion debt, I know you'd like to knock it down, but you're doing real good with the GDP's up to 3%, and we're doing good with manufacturing. You don't want to shut down the government, do you? That'll take your money away from going after with the ICE people. The Iceman can't go running around there. If the government's shut down, Mr. President, you got to sign this omnibus bill, which means all the fat and all the pork that we're trying to get rid of goes in one big, fat, juicy, killer cardiovascular heart attack bill. A funding, addendum, or whatever they call it, the omnibus bill. I tell you what, man, these people, they not only lack courage, but they will spend until they will take a good economy and kill it. So I'm saying to you right now, I'm giving you that because we're going to pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we lift up to you right now what's happening with the discovery of the Durham report and the letters that exposes that Soros and other people were in on this with the intelligence community. I pray that this thing gets oxygen on the flames, that it becomes a bigger issue, Lord. The enemy cannot put it out, and that the fire burns down the apparatus so this will not happen again in our lifetime or our children's lifetime. I pray, Lord, for the 150 that need to get in, that they will be into office, for they cannot legislate. They cannot serve the agenda that you have allowed us to have by grace if they're not allowed to operate and work. So I pray for the 150 that they will be in office and approved. I pray for the redistricting, Lord, that we're not asking, Lord, for something that isn't just, but we're asking for justice, that the districts will reflect the people. And that, Lord, if this is an advantage and the enemy decides to stop it, all the more reason to pray. The hand of grace is on it, Lord, to make it happen. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Now, I've heard terrible reports today of beheadings and burns of women and children burned alive by satanic, sinister Marxist ISIS in Nigeria. I do not know for the life of me how any self-respecting government cannot just contract with American contractors in the special forces. I mean, we got Delta, we got different people that work as contractors to go, not only go protect the citizens, but train them and go after them. Go after these groups, these militant murder gangs that are a demonic military. And there's just a point where you really have to say, hey, sometimes something's got to happen. And it's justified. Now, how about you? I got one thought for you here. I'm looking at this. I'm doing some work here while I'm on day off. My idea of a day off is time to read a book and cover news I don't cover. But I'm looking at this. Check this out. I'm looking at this process. It's called a strategic visioning process. For you, I'm looking at living the vision that God gave you. Looking at your past, where you are right now, and where you want to go. And doing the work right now of exploring and learning from the pattern of where you've been, agreeing on the nature of your current reality, opening up to the vision God is giving you, creating the strategies for that vision to start to manifest, and then implementing the change that is necessary. That's called the strategic visioning process. I'm actually putting together a room to walk people through the strategic process. You know why I'm doing that? Because this decision room, the management team decision room, this room needs to be there so that you have clarity on what you're called to do. I've been praying, Annabelle and I are praying right now because I'll be turning like close to 70 or so. And I don't have any of it. I'm blessed. I got all the energy that I had when I was younger. My dad lived to 99. You know, I'm hoping I got that in me too. But here's what I'm saying. Right now is the most important part of your life. And this window with Donald Trump, the golden era, this is the third great awakening. This is the time when you need to have your vision and your strategy of what God's downloading to you, that God is at work in you to ask both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So I don't look at this news cycle and this information unrelated to the Word of God. I mean, to me, right now, I'm sitting there reading this, and the Lord has been saying to me that as it has been, so it shall be. That it's just like in the book of Acts. And I'm sensing that we're heading into a new period of resistance as the church comes in. Look at that riot in the city, forming a mob. And at the same time, I'm seeing that this is the time when it's going to be a period of good news, that God is fulfilling prayers for us, and that he's doing something. Look at this verse. The Lord keeps telling me, I'm going to do something in your days that you would never believe even if someone told you. Woo! God is saying, I'm doing so. This is called convergence. All right, so listen to me. I've got this thing. I just talked to my team. I said, I know it's late in the day. I don't care. I want to get this. I want to go to the Lance Lab and start to work with my material on the destiny process, the convergence process, the shattering constraints, what's keeping you back, and then moving forward. And so I've secured a hotel for September 12th. Just, I'm looking for like 20 or 30 of you guys to come down in the Lance Lab where I could work with you. Go to lancewallnow.com/DW. We call it Destiny Weekend because most people don't know what a Lance Lab is, but it's where I bring my new tools out. And this is where the magic happens, where we work with individuals and process them through to clarity. It's a prophetic process. That's why it can't be too many people. That's why I have to cut it off. But go to lancewallnow.com/DW. Make sure that you're there for those 2 days in Dallas, and pray about it, because I want the right people there, people that are not just loaded with ideas. It's okay if you're loaded with ideas. I'm looking for people that have had enough setbacks so that they've got something to work with, because your setbacks are actually a setup. If you know what to see, you can learn something from those things. So anyway, this decision room is going to be my new goal. And good decisions require understanding the big picture. And so we're going to create a theater environment for you to be able to really work with tools and instruments to get destiny working for you. What did I say it was? Yeah, September 11th and 12th. Is that right? And September 12th. And go to lancewallnow.com/DW. And put it in there. I don't think we're doing applications. I don't think we're allowing people to sign up. We don't have time for applications, so we're just going to let people self-select in. All right, remember, Donald Trump needs to have his mind covered, because the people that talk to him can influence him. And the leader is only as good as the counsel he gets. And if the devil can get the wrong counsel into that man, he never will go wrong except by wrong advice. And he's got them now. He's got some anti-Semitic people, believe it or not, talking to him. And as much as he loves Israel and feels compassion for those Holocaust survivors of the Hamas, there's an anti-Semitic spirit out there. Candace Owens lost her flipping mind. I mean, she is actually under the influence of a demon right now, because once you bite into that, I hate Jews. It goes from being, I could show you Irish mafia, I could show you Italian mafia, I could show you black people that are mafia, I could show you all kinds of Jewish mafia. But the moment that you have it that everybody who's Jewish is mob or corrupt, that's a spirit. That's anti-Semitism. I mean, the entire Bible, 66 book, written by Jews. Your martyred apostles, all Jews. By the way, Mary, the mother of Jesus, Jewish, not Catholic. And dare I say, Jesus himself, the Lion of the tribe of Yehuda, is reigning on the throne of Yehuda, David. He's going to be a Jew reigning on a throne over Israel. It's going to be really bad for anti-Semitic Christians at that day. All right, so anyway, we got to just keep your eyes on that, because even the president gets surrounded by those voices. That's my big fear for J.D. Vance, that I'm convinced that he really doesn't see him and Tucker. He's got the Tucker disease on him. And these guys don't see any difference between Israel and Ukraine. There's a difference. All right. Well, anyway, that's me and my little rant. Share it if you've got courage. I look forward to seeing you. God bless you. Bye-bye.